Hi, my name is Desiree Valdivia, and for this project I conducted a content analysis of advertisements in Men's Health magazine. I chose this magazine because it targets men as a specific gender demographic, and I was interested in analyzing how masculinity is constructed and reinforced through advertising. Using concept from Ferris and Stein, I examined how these ads communicate expectations about identity, success, and gender roles. Rather than just looking at what products are being sold, I focus on what kinds of messages are attached to them. Men's Health is marketed toward adult men, especially those interested in fitness, self-improvement, career success, and personal optimization. The magazine doesn't just promote health, it promotes a lifestyle. Across the advertisements, masculinity is consistently linked to strength, productivity, discipline, and control. This immediately connects to the concept of gender socialization, which refers to the process by which individuals learn the norms and expectations associated with their gender. For this assignment, I use content analysis, which is a research method that identifies patterns, themes, and meanings within media content. I examined multiple full-page ads and looked for repeated imagery, body representation, emotional expression, language used to describe products, and the symbolic meaning attached to consumption. Instead of taking the ads at face value, I tried analyzing what they imply about masculinity and the male identity. The first set of ads, I focused on the fitness products and athletic performance. One features a man running, promoting high-performance running shoes. The second is a protein drink advertisement, emphasizing muscle recovery and strength. In the running ad, the male body is central. The runner appears determined and focused, isolated in motion, reinforcing endurance and, most importantly, discipline. The protein drink is positioned as essential for building and maintaining strength. The message suggests that masculinity is tied to physical performance and bodily optimization. This reflects gender roles, which are socially constructed expectations about appropriate behavior. In this context, the man is appearing to be active, strong, and constantly moving, improving himself physically. It also connects to media effects theory, which when men are repeatedly exposed to images of athletic, high-performing bodies, that becomes normalized as a standard for male identity. Health becomes less about well-being and more about achievement and visible strength. This advertisement, and the second one, is for grooming. It features a high-end luxury watch. The focus shifts slightly from physical strength to economic and social status. The imagery is polished and professional. The tone is controlled, confident, and composed. The watch is framed not just as an accessory, but as a symbol of achievement. This connects directly to social stratification, which refers to structured inequality in wealth and power. The watch represents access to status and elite positioning. It also reflects masculinity, the cultural dominant ideal of manhood that emphasizes authority, financial success, and control. The underlying message is that masculinity is proven not only through physical strength, but also through economic accomplishment and visible markers of success. The third set of ads, this one full-page ad, focuses on supplements and grooming or appearance products. Interestingly, even products related to self-care are framed through enhancement and performance. Supplements promise increased energy, muscle growth, or improved vitality. Grooming products emphasize sharpness, precision, and control. Once again, this reflects hegemonic masculinity again. Even appearance must be justified through performance or dominance rather than aesthetics. The message is that self-care is acceptable, but only if it enhances strength, productivity, or status. There is little emphasis on emotional well-being or even vulnerability. This reinforces that masculinity must always be optimized and or controlled. Across all the ads, several consistent patterns emerge: emotional restraint, physical dominance, performance optimization, control over body and environment, and association between masculinity and success. What's notably absent is vulnerability or relational identity. Masculinity is portrayed as individualistic and achievement-oriented. This reinforces narrow definitions of what men are expected to be. In this analysis, I applied several key sociological concepts from Fahrenstein: gender roles, socialization, hegemonic masculinity, media effects, and social stratification. Each advertisement reinforces these concepts by linking products to identity formation. The ads do not simply sell men goods, they sell socially approved versions of masculinity. When looking at the broader social implications, it becomes clear that media functions as a powerful social institution. Institutions shape behavior and reinforce social order. As a woman completing this assignment, I found it really interesting to analyze what I would consider the other side of gender expectations. Women's magazines are often criticized for promoting unrealistic beauty standards, but this analysis made me realize that men also experience rigid expectations, just in different forms. Instead of pressure to be thin or youthful, the pressure here for men centers on strength, dominance, emotional control, and financial success. It made me reflect on how gender inequality operates structurally, not just by disadvantaging women economically, but by constraining both men and women within narrow definitions of identity. It also made me wonder how a man might feel analyzing a woman's magazine with this same critical lens. Would he notice the structural pressures that women experience regularly, or would they just seem normalized? This ties directly to Michael Kimmel's argument that gender equality benefits everyone. Challenging rigid expectations allows individuals greater freedom to define themselves outside traditional norms. In conclusion, advertisements in men's health do more than just provide products. They construct and reinforce a special version of masculinity rooted in strength, control, and success. Through content analysis, we can see how media contributes to gender socialization and sustains broader systems of inequality. By applying sociological concepts, we move beyond passive consumption and begin critically examining how identities are shaped. Ultimately, media both reflects and reproduces social structures, and understanding that dynamic is key to addressing inequality. Thank you.